States of America in our Masters division, Mr. Wolfe Glick. And his opponent, two-time world champion, representing the United States of America, Mr. Rizzo.
They're allowed to take the full time, right? They're not rushed through it. So
players are also allowed, as of this year, to take notes on their as they play. So they might be using that time to write down what their opponent's Pokemon are.
right, or maybe reference notes. So they're allowed to use notes from previous matches as well.
I believe that they have to start with a fresh sheet, but
Okay.
I believe that's the case. I'm not 100% sure.
So it looks like we're starting with Thunderous and Terkian from Wolfe Glick.
Wolfe Glick, starting out with that Tracheon, is a powerful Pokemon. And then Rizzo begins with Hydreigon and Metagross.
So we're starting off with close combat.
Right.
The crowd seems very energetic.
Yeah, absolutely. You'll notice it. Oh, wow. Critical hit to start the match, and Metagross goes down.
That's a strong start.
Yes.
So
Wolf's off to a fantastic start.
And that's not a likely start. That's a critical hit. So
Now, Hydreigon is who's going to use Draco Meteor.
and his item's gonna increase the strength there, which does not happen every time.
Right. That'll happen only once. And
that's enough to do that as well.
Both Tracheon go down.
So we're still fairly even between the two of them.
Both.
And again,
We'll see
that's
another
a
gem. That's a
one-time use.
one-time use. So Thunderous won't have that extra attack on future, extra ability on future attacks.
Not very effective. Was
Despite not being effective, you know, that's why they use the dragon. Oh, and the critical hit really put the damage into him. Choose what to do here. So Wolf chooses to bring in Heatran, a powerful fire and steel Pokemon.
Right. And Tyranitar just
And Tyranitar.
a beater.
Tyranitar, when it comes into play, it causes a sandstorm effect. So certain Pokemon will take damage between every turn, and certain Pokemon will get certain attacks will do extra damage. Right.
So is this kind of a sandstorm team from Rizzo?
Yes. Ray has a couple of different styles that he likes to play that he can all execute from the same team, and Sandstorm is one aspect that he can use.
Okay. So you see Hidden Power here. Hidden Power is an interesting attack because it can have different attack types.
Right. Based on the stats of the Pokemon, Hidden Power will be a specific type. It won't change during battle. It's fixed.
So we see a substitute.
Right.
And this Heatran, I think, has substitute and also protect, right?
This Heatran, does it have
From
protect?
Wolf?
It does. Yes, it does.
So huge, but not quite enough to take him out.
But the Cresselia, let's see, the Thunderous took a little bit of damage from the
Sandstorm?
Sandstorm as well. So it's not. It's
Unhappy.
definitely against the ropes, and that's where Sandstorm can make a big difference.
Yeah, and it looks like there's low enough here that Thunderous is going to be either subbed out or knocked out here.
Exactly.
Either way.
Wolf. We're gonna. Oh.
So here we see each player's point of view. Each player is going to see the same screen,
Right.
just from different points of view.
Right. Even though we get to see that during the broadcast, that won't be visible to the players up on stage. The choices that the opponent has to make.
Right. So Thunder Wave is one of those attacks that has a special effect.
Has a decent chance of paralyzing the
Right.
Pokemon.
And it looks like Hydreigon is paralyzed here.
Right, and it worked. So not only was Hydreigon paralyzed, it'll also be slower now.
Okay. Which
Heatran
seems
uses
pretty good.
substitute.
Use substitute again. So
Right.
substitute is one of those ways of kind of preventing the one-hit KOs and just a longer-term defensive move.
Right, it'll take the damage.
And so it seems like Wolf is really using the Heatran as kind of not just an attacker, but also a way to survive and keep someone on the field.
Right, and we'll see what if this is enough to take out Thunderous right now.
Looks like it.
Oh, Thunderous is
barely
hanging on. Absolutely. So Wolf brought his Thunderous out finally as well, and he'll bring in the Psychic type Cresselia.
So that's Protect. That's, you know, kind of taking in a gamble that you're going to attack that turn.
Right.
And we see a Protect from Hydreigon as well.
Right.
Which, with the Paralyze, might not have actually gone off.
Let's see what happened. So Heatran knew he was going to be targeted by Tyranitar and decided to protect. Wolf decided to protect right there.
And while the Sandstorm's going, those Protect turns, which might otherwise do nothing, are in fact doing incremental damage to everyone.
Right.
Which is enough to be a serious threat to Hydreigon.
We just got to see Cresselia's got leftovers so that it can kind of counteract what that Sandstorm is doing.
Right. He knows exactly what he's doing. He has a plan.
It's both of these players do like to take their time, however. It's not, you know, especially Ray talking about how he likes to think about his plays a lot. He sees no issue with rushing. But you can see there is a battle time, so they can't take forever.
Right, and if that time runs out, it's whoever has more Pokemon out, or Pokemon not knocked out, that takes the game.
It is whoever has the most Pokemon remaining.
So you hear some of the commentary from the back from the non-masters, from the juniors and the seniors divisions.
Right. So Cresselia Citrus Berry just gets some energy back, and both of those Pokemon, both of the Cresselias in play have ways to get their energy back because of the Sandstorm. They know they're going to take damage from it, so they're trying to counteract that.
And Cresselia is not well known for hit points, right? So we see some thought going into this time. It seems a little bit less.
Right. Heatran once again uses Protect.
That low on
Tyranitar uses Protect. So it looks like only the Cresselia are going to attack this round.
Looks like they're both kind of being timid. So at this point, since they've both been playing for 2 days now, how much of the Protect is feeling out your opponent and seeing how they're going to be playing?
I think especially in this first game, maybe they haven't met each other yet, and they're.
Well, I think they've played each other in kind of previous events, but.
Absolutely.
But
not with these teams.
People's styles change absolutely between one year to the next.
That's correct.
A move that we saw, Trick Room, which is going to switch the order in which Pokemon act. So that's going to be of huge benefit to the Tyranitar.
Exactly. Tyranitar is typically a slow Pokemon, but when Trick Room goes into play, all of the speed of the Pokemon gets inverted. So Tyranitar will suddenly become one of the faster Pokemon.
It looks like Tyranitar is taking out the Heatran there.
And, Wolf loses 2 Pokemon now. Now, remember that even though they have 6 Pokemon on their party, when they start, they choose only 4 Pokemon. So, at this point, Wolf has 1 more Pokemon to bring in, and then that's the remainder for the match.
Yeah. So that's leftovers again. That's every turn.
Every turn, a little bit. And now that Sandstorm isn't going, I believe Sunny Day is still going.
Yeah.
He won't be taking damage, so every turn Cresselia is getting stronger.
So you have to either kind of focus on Cresselia and that, or focus on the other Pokemon and kind of gain a little bit of virtual advantage there by just letting them be at full life with their Cresselia.
That appears to be the case so far. Oh, that's right. Thunderous was almost down. So
it looks like, he kind of sees the writing on the wall and he's going to forfeit here.
That it targets. So it's a good way to start a round, get an early hit, and if he thinks Ray is going to be setting up a Sandstorm attack or something like that, he can slow that down.
And I believe that Metagross's ability is that he includes being immune to flinch, right? The Clear Body?
I believe so. Clear Body, that's correct.
So we're seeing...
So now we do get to see Hitmontop.
We're seeing Hitmontop, and we are not seeing Metagross. We're seeing Hydreigon and his own Cresselia. This is Intimidate, which is lowering the attack of the opponent's team.
Right. Just by virtue of Hitmontop being into the play, both of those Pokemon are now, both of its opponent's Pokemon are now lower in attack.
Him.
And we see Ray wasting no time to bring out a different Pokemon.
Metagross isn't that surprising here, right?
Metagross with Earthquake probably is a good matchup against Wolf's team, but
And we're seeing more subs.
right. Well, yes, what we'll see is Cresselia's skill swap.
We were
and
talking
now-
about this
right.
leading up.
What that does is it makes Heatran levitate so that Metagross's Earthquake won't do any damage.
And this is a big thing because Earthquake would otherwise be dealing 4 times as much damage to
Right.
Heatran, right?
There's no way that Heatran would be able to avoid massive damage by that Metagross if it used its Earthquake. With Heatran being a fire type, it could do a lot of damage against the steel type Metagross.
Right. So we see another sub. That
Right.
means that Cresselia now has Flash Fire as its ability.
That's correct. And Flash Fire means that fire type attacks will actually draw to the Cresselia.
So this
So
is
you're actually correct that Metagross wouldn't take the damage from any attacks that Heatran would hit. It would go to Cresselia.
at least until we see more subbing like
Right.
this. Tyranitar subbed in, so that's again Sandstorm. That's going to do some incidental damage at the end of each turn. And this is Intimidate again. This is kind of adding up and using that ability over and over. It's you would lose the action for subbing out, but you get that incidental bonus from the ability, and so it's not quite as much of a tempo hit as it would be without that ability.
And Cresselia is taking the damage, but Race Cresselia has that Citrus Berry that we saw used in the first round. As a beast, he's definitely the more burly of the Pokemon.
Item.
It's a one-shot
been
item,
consumed,
right.
so that's the only time that happens for that Heatran this game.
Right.
So that is now Heatran getting a higher attack, but also becoming confused.
Right. So sometimes instead of attacking, it will do damage to itself. And we just saw Cresselia taking weak damage against a fighting type attack. Fighting types are attacks do not do well against psychic type Pokemon.
Right.
And
So this looks like perhaps he wants Heatran. If he's going to deal damage to himself, it'll deal damage to the substitute instead now, right?
right, exactly. Heatran obviously took some serious damage to that first hit. So
A third of the way through the time for battle now. We see an average of maybe 10 to 13, 14 turns of things to do in a battle.
that sounds about right. That's a good question. How many times they actually choose moves, and that sounds
Right.
about right.
And the substitution seemed pretty fast. Both of the players knew what was going to be going on, what they were going to be doing. So
Right.
that's not going to take a lot of time off the clock, but it will take some.
Cresselia is going to use Side Shock, which is going to be super effective against Hitmontop.
And it certainly looks that way.
And it almost
Not
takes it out.
quite.
Hitmontop hangs on.
Yeah. Is the Sandstorm going to be enough to take down, you think? So this is again a Chople Berry.
Just like we saw, that reduces the damage by fighting type attacks, which a rock dark Pokemon has to be worried about.
Right. And again, one shot, so it's no longer usable. That's his one grace period.
Right.
So Hitmontop is buffeted, and
Is that enough to take it out?
no, it looks like he is not feigning from that. Protect.
I think a protect and a withdraw might be what they do here.
Okay.
Oh,
And Heatran is no longer
and there's the
confused.
protect like we talked about.
This was a fairly good turn there.
Yeah.
So that low kick's no effect, again, because of the protect. And Ice Beam.
Didn't do much against that Cresselia, did it?
Right. And so Ice Beam is one of those moves you bring in to kind of attack Pokemon's weaknesses. It's not known for being a universally high attack.
And it looks like skill swap just ended as well. So now Heatran is once again vulnerable to ground type attacks.
At this level of combat, I have my
I
dual watt and play there, but
I do have faith that the 2-time national champion, 2-time world champion are pretty confident in their abilities, but at the same time, Hitmontop was definitely never going to do serious damage against that Cresselia.
So I think skill swap is still going on, but Trick Room ended, right?
Oh, I thought that it said that the dimensions returned to normal.
Right. So that's Trick Room.
Oh, okay.
We brought Trick Room back, so
Right,
Tyranitar is going to be once
Apologize.
again acting faster than he would otherwise, which is important because he's kind of slow and lumbering.
Right.
It's intimidating there, it's absolutely, but there's also a little bit of wanting revenge, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially since Ray knocked Wolf out last year.
So bringing in Hitmontop, who is, very, very low.
Very low on energy on HP right now.
So, as far as mistakes go, how possible is it that maybe he just touched the wrong button on who to attack? Because I think close combat would have been very good against Tyranitar, right?
Maybe he chose. Yeah, maybe it was accidentally chose the wrong Pokemon.
So we're down to a not very healthy Hitmontop. That is a couple stressed players.
Right, we just got a shot of Wolf. He looks a little bit stressed right now.
Get knocked out rather. So what do we think his choice is going to be for the moves? He's going to be stuck with one of them. Are we seeing Rock Slide maybe?
Yeah, it's hard to say because Rock Slide's not going to do particularly a lot of damage against the Rock type Tyranitar.
Doesn't look like it's going to be relevant.
Right. Wolf looks stunned.
Well, it's one of those you can't help but be stunned there.
Right.
So it looks like
the match was forfeited. That was it.
Yeah.
Wolf knew he didn't have the moves left, and
So that's it.
unbelievable. 3-time Pokemon World Champion, Ray Rizzo.
Congratulations to him.
Yes, unbelievable.
First time ever a 3-time world champion, right?
And Ray Rizzo is a fantastic sport and an excellent player. So is Wolfe Glick, but that was amazing.
And second place is certainly not